Ladies and gentlemen, Swiss Day 2 has concluded. You know how it is. We do a little breakdown, a little breakdancing. It is what it is. Let's take a look at the matches of today. We had some very, very boring draws, so we don't need to talk about them super much. We had the rematches, VKS Fly, and of course G2 versus MKOI. I think they kind of went as you expected. I think from FlyQuest's side, Quad had a solid mage game. That's what he's good on. Inspired looked good too. He got early kills in this one. And I think that Yunara, like basically Masu and Quad, had very, very good games. I think this was very one-sided. FlyQuest had, a very, very easy time in this one. I don't think there's much to add. It's very uninteresting. Follow-up, MKOI versus G2. I think G2, I don't know, MKOI, they picked Caitlyn Alistar in 2025. This tournament is going to be riddled with horrible Caitlyn lock-ins, and it just pains me. It just pains me so damn much. Caitlyn Alistar in 2025, it doesn't fit them as a team at all. I don't know why we're picking Caitlyn. I don't understand why teams like this don't want to play like a Smolder. Or like, imagine they went for a Kaiser if they're looking for a melee champ. It would have been better. I don't understand how we end up on Caitlyn, damn Alistar with the Braum, Lulu bans 4-5. That is just so absurd and strange to me. I don't get it at all. Midwin had a stinker in terms of fight selection. Let me just show you guys what MKOI did, okay? Let me just show you guys something that MKOI did. Let me it drove me crazy. MKOI versus G2. This game here because there's a moment where they're in a really good state. It's like they're literally winning the whole game because the Trinity Force of Wukong is gig accelerated. They have grubs, and then for some reason. Here, instead of basing and buying the damn item, Caitlyn is now catching a wave. Alvaro's level 5. Look at this. Alvaro's level 5, brothers. Alvaro's level 5. Caitlyn is on bot wave. Alvaro's level 5. Elior has Trinity Force and base. And look, they're like, la for no damn reason. Why are we fighting here? Why are we even contesting into the river? Why don't we just find a little recall, go into bot with Alistar, drop a ward, and then that's it, you know? And then instead they lose the whole damn game. MKOI don't know how to separate, a good bad game state from a bad game state. Is very sad because they know how to get a good lead, but it's just so damn meaningless when it comes to MKOI. Top East was 100 Thieves. Top East was just showing once again, how good they can be. Cream on Rise is really dangerous. I think this draft pattern right here is something that we're going to see more and more of. A big advantage that the LPL teams and CFO has is that the Kiana is ready to be locked in. This is something that the Korean teams will have to catch up on, but obviously this is more impactful in the BO1s. In Fearless, it will be less impactful because you only play it once, but the Kiana is looking tremendous. We saw CFO play it, we saw Kanavi play it. This is a very, very hard Kiana game, I would say, but this champion is really, really massive. And here we have the same, Kiana, really, really nice from AL, but more on that later. Top Esports, very strong early game. I think that, plain and simple, Top Esports as a team, they are really, really good at snowballing leads. And I think the team fighting from Cream and, of course, Leona was massive. It was good from Yonara not to be caught on mid-wave. That was a good sign as well from Jackie Love. Respect to that. And then here, of course, 100 Thieves. Looking at these homies, I think 100 Thieves is a very, very respectable underdog because they take fights. They are willing to build compositions. They are actually like keep in mind, 100 Thieves has a horror draw. They had Billy into Top Esports, and now they have another one that is a horror. 100 Thieves have been very unlucky with the draw, and they've managed to even take a win, which is very impressive. And also in this one, they found opportunities. They found opportunities to send it. They're clearly worse, but at least in a scenario where Top Esports would underperform, this is the type of team that would take a win. And I have deep respect for that. 100 Thieves is a team that is playing to actually win. Speaking of teams that are playing to lose, Fnatic. Fnatic, I don't understand. It's like the Caitlyn Morgana, I don't mind it. Because you need to create some kind of imbalances in the game to kind of, fight back against the bot lane. If you can get prio and, of course, snowball against enemies bot lane, I do think that you can fight very well against Zyra Khan, right? You can snowball and maybe Billy's bot lane when they're behind, they're going to underperform. I think that's chill. I don't understand the bans though. Kiana, I understand. Yonara is something that you can counter. If enemy picks Yonara, you play the Kate. That's something that you can prep for and win against. Jarvan would be very bad against your champions. Like if you're lining up to pick Aurora Vi like this, why are you then slamming Jarvan ban in a tournament where it's underperforming? I don't understand that at all. So here you could have maybe set up your mid situation for something better, but instead enemy picks Orianna, you pick Aurora Vi, and Orianna is pretty solid because she can build tanky against Aurora and Vi and lanes very well against Aurora. So you're already on like a semi-back foot. I don't like this. And if at least you're picking Aurora like this, be willing to flex. This is something that Dom pointed out to me. It's like you can just send Aurora into Renekton, and if that was the point, okay, then you have winning lanes everywhere and you try to snowball. But like this, what are you doing, you know? What are you doing? So Aurora Vi gets locked in, Zyra Khan gets locked in, Billy obviously just wanted to draft something very, very simple, which is, you know, they just want to pick something scaling and simple. Morgana gets slammed, Caitlyn Morgana. If they picked Alistar here, I would have punched my monitor. Obviously, I wouldn't. It's a rental. Now, Renekton locked in, Naafiri locked in. They just went full comfort. Naafiri is very good with Orianna too. It has a bit of a combo, and I do think that Naafiri against Vi, because you can break the ult and so forth, makes sense. Poppy gets locked in because Rakan and Naafiri is showing, but Poppy is pretty bad against Renekton in lane. Renekton can win this lane with Q and W only, you know, and he just knows how to play these matchups. Well, yesterday he did play Rek'Sai and died under the tower, so maybe not. Vestian Oath, our LCP resident expert. Appreciate it. Thank you very much to Prime Gaming. He's the one that's given me a lot of the info for LCP, and he's been fucking sharp with it, man. This has been a great year for LCP, and this tournament has been fantastic for LCP. Even PSG is fighting back. All right. So Fnatic, I think they just want to go home. I think they're going to go home. We more on MCoy Fnatic a little bit later. Let's take a look at some of these other matchups. Genji versus AL. I think that this matchup, just jungle and support had a tremendous performance. I still think that Canyon has been very lackluster this tournament. I don't think he's been doing that good. I think that, in my mind, I think the Canyon is not really online. People were like flaming Ruler for the play that he did. Maybe you can ult, better, but taking a look at that moment, Genji versus, of course, AL, we can pull that up. This was the game. You can pull up that moment that was so crucial because it led to, of course, the soul. In that moment, everything that led up to it, I have to say, Kael's sequencing here on the Poppy is some of the best shit that you're ever going to see. You just let it play. The Poppy ult, obviously, here, I think that they missed position by cornering themselves because here, this is just max range. I think that here, what I really didn't like from Shanks in this game is that he never was in a position to just poke. Like, I don't understand why he's marking Chovy together with his team. I think you should be queuing these guys right now and putting rocks down because you can't combo. The enemy's not going to engage blindly into Tribush. And I think that this is where you need to be poking more actively with Shanks. So this is something you can do better. Genji, they position all in the corner here for no damn reason. When in reality, they should Ryze ult over with Ryze to fight together. Into the pit maybe, or into this spot, and then just play on Kai'Sa ult. I do think that the draft from Genji as well, Kai'Sa doesn't really fit super well here. You kind of need something that is a hyper carry, but Genji win with drafts like this all the time, and that's just a part of the Genji, magic. So in the end here, Tarzan gets, the wind Q here, beautifully timed. I guess he just timed it with the Q3 being stacked with Xin Zhao, which was insane. And then Genji are just pathing into the corner here, so the Poppy ult lands on the both carries. And look at the move here from Keen. To save Xin Zhao, he just walks into the enemy team. Like, this is how you create space. I think this is really, really based. And then Keen, in the end, he ults back and kites back and survives the play. Chovy takes the plant over the wall. Ruler still at ultimate. And look at this reaction here from Kael. Like, this is... I guess he did it at the end of the pulverize, but look how close it is, guys. I think the position needs to be better. I think he can position better and place them himself here. Then, of course, Poppy wouldn't be in the CC, and that matters. But I think he's looking at the lethal at Tarzan. I don't think this is like... I think it's bad from Ruler. Obviously, he can play this better. But I think it's like so insanely narrow, bro. Insanely narrow. Like, this is so close... from being like a winning like the winning decision for Ruler, but instead he gets, of course, grounded, and then they fall, and then everybody gets pushed out, and the smite comes through from, of course, Tarzan, and AL with the Soul are going to continue on into winning the game. This was a marvelous game. Marvelous game. Tarzan proving once again how good he is. I think he had just a great Kiana performance. I loved seeing that. And then we had, of course, the Elder situation as well. I just think that this is where, like Canyon, once again, it's like, why is Canyon doing golems at this point in the game? It doesn't give him new level, doesn't give him anything. Why is he doing golems? What is happening? Why is he doing golems? Not sure why he's doing golems. Gets chunked and needs to heal on wolves. And then obviously the entry here for Genji becomes so slow, so damn slow, that it's, of course, a problem. So, very sad, very sad. And then the enemy. And then it's done. He's not close to getting GA at all. So, as you can see, he bought Steel Sigil. I don't know why he's doing golems. Canyon has not been good enough today. And the teams are ramping up, especially AL. Like, AL is looking fantastic. Still, it's 2 BO1s, right? 2 BO1s. AL is looking fantastic. I think that they've had really 2 good, like, opening drafts. I thought that they had... I am not a big fan of the Poppy drafts. Like executing on Poppy is so damn difficult, in my opinion. And I think if after the Poppy Talia, they went into a different AD than Kai'Sa, I think it would have been better for blue side. I just think this is a rare spot where you don't want to be playing Kai'Sa. I don't like that at all, you know. So I think this could have been a lot better, you know. But in the end, I don't think sitting here talking about draft is a thing, because I think that Genji, they have a standard where they should win with drafts like these, you know. So fair play to AL. There were some entries that Genji found, some kills that they found, they kept up in gold and so forth. But AL, I think Tarzan has done such a great job of getting every objective in the game that it really adds up and gives AL like really good fighting chances on the smite, you know, and that makes Tarzan be in control, which is really good. It was the same in the first game that they played, of course, against HLE2, you know, so that's really base. I like that. CFO versus T1, this was also a tremendous game. I have to say, I think T1 as a team, I've said this multiple times, I think T1 as a team, Gumayushi's role on this team is kind of like a dog role, you know, like he's supposed to farm and he's supposed to just not die. And I don't think that works so well with champions that need to like get massive attention and be played around perma. That's why I think they struggle when they play things like Yunara, struggle when they play something like Caitlyn, when Nico decides to commit into sides. Because T1 is a jungle support-oriented team now that plays heavily into the side lanes around Faker and, of course, around Doran. That's just how they've changed. In this particular game, I think CFO, mechanically, something that I realized as I'm doing the tier list for players, and I've said this on stream multiple times, so it wasn't something as a reaction to them beating T1, it was something ahead of that, is that as I was doing my player ratings, I realized that I think that CFO is just better than, like I think they're like top 6, you know? And it just comes from the fact that I think that Dogo is better than any Western. I think Hongkyu can compete with the best mid laners too, as well, mechanically. And Junjia is never going to be a problem, even against the best junglers. And against worse, he's going to be insane. And I think that Driver and Kaiwing have champions they're really good at. And I think that as I realize I'm doing the player tier list, I realize, bam, I think that CFO is just better than Fly, better than G2, better than KT. Like right there together with AL, you know, in the 6th, 7th position. That's something that I realized. I wouldn't have put them above top esports, Billy even. Like Billy is just like playing really bad at this tournament. The main question will be, it's like, how much steam will CFO have? It's like they have, of course, the Rest Driver magic, but I just think Rest is the worst player than Driver, I'm going to be honest. And I do think that the true test will be as you go deeper. And I wonder how Kaiwing is going to withstand that and how they figure out the top lane situation too. Because that's something that happens in BO5s. But CFO is definitely going to make it, right? CFO is definitely gonna make it. I think that's really good. You can't say they're better than KT yet. What do you mean? I'm saying in terms of my estimation. Like, I don't want to dumb everything down for... So if everyone wants to take what I'm saying in the worst interpretation possible in a completely outside of what I'm saying. Like, this is not what I'm gonna invest time into, you know. Nevertheless, CFO, really damn impressive. The way they fight is so damn cohesive. Like the Kai Wing Atakan fight was delicious. The Draven gameplay was really nice. Draven got a massive buff coming into this tournament, which is really, really good. I think you don't think AL is top 5 right now? Okay, for the love of God, guys. I'm talking about the team tier list I did heading into the tournament without anything playing, without anything played. My team tier list heading into the tournament without a single game played, I'm saying that coming into the tournament, I made a mistake of rating CFO lower than I should have because of how I realized when I was rating the players that I was betting Dogo and Junjia and Honkyu quite high. All right, now we're back. A little moment for that. T1, I think the main thing for me is I think the Vi prior probably should be lower, even though I think that Vi made mistakes and Ono made mistakes this game and he wasn't sharp. I do think that this is something that maybe should be prioritized less for some teams, especially if you're not going to pair it together with combos and so forth. I also think that Caitlyn, even though Gumyushi is really good at it, if they're not playing around it, I think that it's not that great, you know? And I think that Gumyushi was just in isolation, and it was a very bad thing that Doran gave a kill to Draven because he walked down the lane with a BF sword. And the lane sword strat was super, super nice with the Scion, and I think that CFO just had insane prep, even from the level 1 that Junjia dropped and just pushed out Vi and played it beautifully. I think that this was just a fantastic preparationary work. Fantastic preparationary work. This just seems to be like a individual, like a team with insanely skilled individuals, super well coached, super well prepped, and I think their read on the patch is insane. I have to say, with the bans that we commonly see, with Azir, Oriana, you see top esports, this 1, 2, 3, Kiana, Sion, Rise, Sion, Kiana, I think this is like borderline Exodia, you know, like this is really, really good. Really, really good shit, man. Like this is really, really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. Coach, you rated Dog as one of the worst ADCs when he was playing in up because he legit was really bad on Ultra Prime, bro. Like he was griefing. Like I don't know how he did this glow up, but Ultra Prime was holding him down, bro. Like I have no explanation for it. I thought he was trash on Ultra Prime. Like he was really bad. I have no idea. I have no idea how that happened, bro. Anyhow, we continue. KT Team Secret Whales. I think eventually Team Secret Whales just got outscaled and outblown. I think it's very easy. Like if KT plays on sides and just farm better, Team Secret Whales kind of fall over themselves. They only know how to fight their way out of situations. They remind me of like 100 Thieves in Winter, you know. Like they're mechanically decent, but if the enemy team pulls the air out of the game, I think that they don't know what they're doing, you know. Genji Vazea, we talked about top esports, how alive PSG. At PSG is respectable. I didn't like their draft, but at least PSG I like playing to fight back. Let's talk about, of course, the matchups for tomorrow. Let's pull up Twitter. I think it's the best way. And just LoL Esports a tweet. Let's just pull that. All right. So we have CFO versus AL. Very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup. I think that I am leaning towards AL based on things that I have structured in the tournament. I do think that these teams are very similar. I think they are very similar. I think they are very, very similar. I think Dogo seems a little bit sharper to me than Hope, but it's off of such a small sample size, and like I have a little bit of PTSD from LPL 2, so I don't know how much it bleeds into that, but I feel like these two teams are very similar. They have Junjia versus Tarzan, the contrast. I think that Kael has also been solid this tournament. I think Kael and Hang like stand out to me as the best performing supports. I think they look really, really good, but I'm leaning AL here. I think CFO having side select in the first one is a big deal. I do think that Flandre as a player is also someone that matches up well because he can also be there on the beats. I do have to say though, CFO's team fighting is looking really crisp, and the fact that they could keep up the beats against T1 was very impressive, insanely impressive. Like their Rise ult placements, Scion ult placements and so forth. I just think that CFO in terms of their 2 draft setups and opening games, I think that that's not something that they're gonna get. You know, that's not that. This is just not allowed. I was joking on stream that I think that I should be correct with my pick'em, but the teams are wrong. Obviously, I don't have my head up my own ass, even though it would fit a lot easier now that I have shaved my head. But I think these draft structures, like, I don't think that teams are going to let go of them. The Rise is incredibly OP, guys. I think Azir shouldn't be perma-banned because I think that the 3 mid laners that are like Orianna, Rise, I feel like Rise is so incredibly strong when teams know how to... When teams have a good jungler, I think Rise is broken. I legit think it's broken. So I really think this will be contested. And I want to... It's very easy to drown in the ideas of the drafts and how good they are in the opening games. Because in the end, like CFO played Rise, Sion back-to-back games. I think that makes their game identity very streamlined. And I think that AL can chip away at that pool. I personally don't think you should ban Azir. You should open up Azir. And if the enemy first picks Azir and you get like Yunara and the strongest jungler, or like Yunara Rise X, like you should be very happy in my opinion as red side, you know? So I think that AL is going to win because I do think that CFO is looking fantastic, but I also am a little bit more reserved because I do think that the draft setups they got were very, very similar in structure. And I do think that this is the best version of CFO that you're going to get, you know? Best version of CFO that you're going to get. KT versus Top East, but I think Top East was just better. I don't think Cuz looks good at this tournament. I think KT had very lucky draws to even get here in the first place. Another point, like another problem that we can point to the Swiss. I think it's a high chance, guys, that actually KT don't make it into top 8. That's my bold prediction from their 2-0 position. Obviously, they can get lucky. They run into an European team or a Flyers on 2-2. But currently, how it looks like, if they go 2-1, the teams they're going to play on 2-1, there's going to be some tough teams in here. Unless they get lucky and draw a FlyQuest. But odds are, I think that this is just the D plus run, you know? This is just the D plus run. So, obviously they can get lucky, but they would need luck. But I think there's a lot of demons along the way that they need to play against. So I think Top East was just better. I think they are just better individually. Cream is looking fucking great at this tournament. Jackie Love is playing really fantastic too. I think Top Esports had a wonderful start, but also Top Esports had pretty soft opponents, right? Top Esports had a soft opponent, 100 Thieves and G2. So maybe it's overblown, but both KT and Top Esports beat absolutely nobody to get here, while CFO and AL beat demons. Like CFO and AL had to beat world's contenders to get here. So respect to them. Like honestly, I think the Swiss format, this is not something I thought about too much, so maybe I'm wrong here, but I do think seeds should matter, and then the strength of your defeats should matter for the seeding. And then maybe there is something to be done here, right? Then it's like, I would like a world where CFO and AL come into this round as higher seeds so they don't play each other, you know? Because they just beat Genji, they just beat T1, and, you know, that's it, you know? I think FlyQuest is extremely overrated by most of the community. I've given my reasoning many times, so I don't want to, like, sort it in here, but the gist of it is that they come from North America. I think that some of their individual players have too little depth in their play and individual misplays. I think Busio and Inspired are really good, but I do think that the quirkiness of Whippo can backfire, and I think that Quad is very limited by only playing mages, and I think that Masu is imprecise when it comes to the lane phase, even though he's been solid so far in the tournament, so I could be wrong there. I just think that the boot camp time is also too short, you know? Anyhow, so there we go. G2 versus Bilibili. Like, if G2 want to be real at this tournament, Bilibili didn't even look good against Fnatic. I know they won, but they didn't look good. They didn't look sharp. Their draft was, like, very simplified. They don't have a good idea of what the meta is, in my opinion, Bilibili right now. I don't think that they look sharp in terms of how they are. They're just winning because they're individually better. So if G2 is serious about this tournament at all, this should be like the time to cause an upset win. You know, this is definitely like the moment to upset Bilibili. Like Bilibili look pretty damn bad, right? Top Esports, AL, T1, Genji, all of these teams look a lot better. Like this is like, I think even How Alive, Bilibili, they are like comparable. You know, I think How Alive would even be more difficult than Bilibili right now. So it's like, in terms of the draws, this is one of the better draws that G2 could have gotten here in 1-1. So this is like, if you don't win here, I don't know what you want to do at this tournament. You get me? G2 also got side selection because they got picked first. I do think that G2, the main thing to leverage is just lane swap shenanigans, really. Lane swap shenanigans, leverage that, but just don't overcommit to the idea. Like, be flexible and understand if you're picking Sion that you need to be the aggressors. They just need to have a better idea of what the important aspects of the economy is. And the main thing for me here is that Skewmond has been very, like, non-existent in the 2 games they played. And if Skewmond's going to be non-existent here, then you're going to be done. You're going to be done. But Skewmond has to have he has to have his best performance internationally ever. Otherwise, Bilibili are just going to smoke you because they're just better individually than you. They're going to beat you in the lane, and then they're going to just have more gold than you because they got more platings and more CS than you, and then they're just going to walk on up to 2-1 with ease. You know? Speaking of easy draws, Bilibili have easy draws, bro. They fucking Fnatic and 100 Thieves, you know? That's the easy damn draw. Genji versus T1, I lean towards Genji, plain and simple. I think it's natural to do so. It is BO1 though. I think right now, it's like Owner needs to perform super good. And we've seen good sides of Owner, bad sides of Owner. In the IG series, game 3 and 4 were insane from Owner. Game 1 and 2, Wei was the better jungler. And that's something I thought I would never say in 2025. So I think Genji should be favored here, but definitely is beatable. You know, it's definitely beatable, you know? Team Secret versus Fly. I think Fly is the counter to a team like this. Like, they're going to suck out all the air. There's going to be 12 kills in the game, and Team Secret Waves are going to lose their mind. FlyQuest is going to beat them. 100 Thieves is the HLE. 100 Thieves is just, they are feeling it, guys. They got Bilibili, Top Esports, How Alive. That is cooked, bro. That is so cooked. I feel like there should be some kind of seeding, and if you're on an even score, I think it should be based on the worthiness of your wins. You get me? Like, if you beat a seed 2, a seed 1 LPL, that should be like really important, I think, in the seeds, in my opinion. I think that, like, I haven't thought about it completely, but I feel like there should be something to do there, you know? There should be something to do there. We go down VKS versus PSG. Honestly, I think PSG look better. The only worry I have for PSG is that the drafts look kind of trash. So I think that if Miru and the squad can piece together a draft that makes more sense, has more cohesion, I definitely think they can beat PSG. I just think PSG is drafting like, what the hell is this today, bro? What on earth is this? What is that, bro? What is that? This looks like a Vitality draft. What is that, bro? This is a Vitality draft on our screen. What are we doing, bro? Vestial O's is telling us in the chat, 3 years in a row, the same issue. It's like LTA North. Like, what, can someone get fired? Like, what are we doing, you know? Okay, like, can somebody get fired, you know? Nobody's getting fired for for the problems. I don't mind if things go to shit, but somebody should get fired. I think at least somebody fire somebody, you know? And let us know. My team's engaged Yorick Arena. Exactly, Vestial. Exactly. So I think the VKS can win through prep work. And honestly, VKS had some solid prep work, so it's very likely, very likely. I think here, just look at the drafts and then you'll know. MKOI versus Fnatic, I lean MKOI. Because regardless of how MKOI has thrown games, at least they get leads. And I think in the state of mind that Fnatic is in, I think that it's very likely that these guys are not going to offer anything. I think that they are so lost on the map. I feel like they are drafting like it's 2023. I don't know what's happening with I don't know what's happening with Fnatic. I feel like Fnatic have no confidence at all. Like I think they're playing in a way where they don't think they can win at all, bro. I don't know, bro. Aurora Vi, bro. Just contest Oriana Rise, please. Oriana Rise, for the love of God. I want, you know, I love Razok, Mickey, Upset. I want him to do well. Grabs too, Gax well, but even that goes so far. Like at this point, I just want you to go home. I don't want to watch anymore. You know, it's like, it's kind of like when my dad told my son. I mean, no, not my son. My brother. He told my brother, he's like, Sammy, you suck at football. You shouldn't play anymore. Like, you know, it was a very hurtful thing to say. Obviously, my brother was very sad. Like, he was like in the 3rd grade. It sucked ass. But the thing is, he quit, and then he went and got a black belt in karate, you know? And I continued pursuing football because I was good, you know? It was not a waste of time. That's how I kind of feel about Fnatic. I just want to tell them, stop playing football. It's a waste of time. You know? So there it is, guys. There it is. That is my rundown of day 2. Was a good one. Tomorrow is going to be a banger because we got the 0-2 matches, I believe. And then the 3-0 teams, they go on a vacation, guys. They go on vacation. The 3-0 teams don't get to play League for 10 days. I get what you mean, Yamato, with the wordiness of wins, but it's wishful thinking. Yeah, the drama of the draw is, I don't know, it creates too many viral moments. Like, it creates so much content, the draws, the TikToks and the shorts and whatever. It's too much drama, you know? Too much drama. Los Ratones playing tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Are they? Really? That's kind of hype. We'll co-stream that too. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Sorry, like today I was very hungry. So I get cranky and then I get rage baited. I called chat stupid a couple of times. That was pretty mean from me, so I apologize. You guys get to call me stupid. You get the one stupid pass tomorrow on stream. You get to call me stupid one time, each one of you. So if you come by the stream tomorrow, you get to call me stupid. That's the trade-off, you know? That's the trade-off. So God bless. God bless. CFO looking fantastic, man. CFO is super fun to watch. AL is popping off as well. But let's not drink the BO1 Kool-Aid. And Billy still, I can't get over that loss against 100 Thieves, bro. I can't get over that loss. I'll never forget that loss. I think that is one of the most shameful losses of all time. Like, there's a question of saying BO1s, you know, can be volatile, but that is like Billy playing one of the best drafts against a 3rd seed NA and losing. That is like, this is historical, bro. This is like legit one of the biggest upsets of all time, I think. And it's not because I have a bald head too. Like, I would have said this shit regardless. So my hair was witness. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Maybe even bigger. It's on par with Albus Nox Luna, bro. You know, Brand, Poppy, and Nivea is just broken champs. Like, it is what it is. It's like there's a different upset level if someone has like a big draft gap or has like a unique idea in draft and suddenly it's like, oh, they're losing. No, bro. Billy had like a better draft. They lost against Ziggs or Aurora Scion, bro. Because suddenly Aurora can one-shot Caitlyn from every angle, you know? Like, come on now. Come on now. Anyhow, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace with you. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. It's a yeah. It's one of the best drafts, bro. Yeah, it's legit. Billy, one of the best drafts. That was crazy. Catch you on the flippity flop. Bye bye.